Did your whole life get flipped upside down? Did you get insulted in a small way? Oh, how come I only got a C on that paper? I should have got an A. Whatever it is, use it and recognize it as an opportunity for you to learn something. I'm not saying a bad thing happens and have no tears. Of course, something bad happens. Do it in a cathartic way, let it out. But then grow from it. Our curse is to stay the same as we were before it happened. After the fact, and then we continue on, and we didn't learn nothing from it. So we have the power of choice. That's what my talk is about. We have the power of choice. You are your own king, your own queen. You are your own judge and jury. Choose cognizantly with love and wisdom to take the noble path and to enhance yourself and learn and rise above. Because even this tiny small thing is a great opportunity to learn much. If you can learn even something in little, you can multiply that effect to have a better picture of bigger things. That's how fast our consciousness can grow. So, if you're going through a hard time, understand that that dark night of the soul, that hard time, that hardship, is a lesson, a teacher, and ultimately a friend to you. Because no matter what happened, whether it was a loss of life or breaking up with someone or whatever the case was, life goes on. The eternal souls that are all of us will all be okay no matter what. So it's the recognition of that. How to get through the dark night of the soul is to say to yourself, everything will by necessity, by default, improve. Why not take it sooner as opposed to later? Because sometimes it takes us a long time to come to grasp and come to grips with something that maybe we should have said a while ago. Because I've been guilty of it too, and say, now I'm finally tired of acting and reacting like that way. Now I'm going to self-empower myself. I'm not even going to ask someone else's permission. I'm not even going to go knock on the door of a church or a mosque or some temple or call someone up. I mean, if I want to, yeah. But I'm saying, for yourself, it's between you and God. Nothing, in the higher levels of awareness we start to get into in this New Age understanding, in this shamanic understanding, in this mystical understanding, the link and the immediacy between you and God is perfect all the time. There doesn't need to be an intermediary after a while. You start to really see it. You start to read the signs, and we can't be shy to talk to the divine power. Ask for help. I remember, just to interject this very quickly, I hadn't prayed to God for years. I did it as, a mechanical, habitual thing as a kid, growing up in the Roman Catholic tradition. And then after I kind of let it go and the family didn't care so much about it and all that, putting it away, I hadn't made a prayer in years. So 10 or so years later, when I was around 19 or 20 years old, I lit a white candle and made my first authentic, heartfelt, childlike prayer ever. And that very night, God came to me in a dream. He used the personage of Jesus Christ and showed me a dream and gave me a message. It will be personal for now in this video to keep things a little short. Otherwise I'm going to ramble as I do. But yes, in innocence, in surrender to God and to put yourself right beside God's loving arm or loving hand. If His hand is there, I mean to say it in a better way. If God's hand is there, take the hand. You don't even have to wait for someone else to say yes or no. That's self-empowerment. Your close immediacy with the divinity, with your own divinity. You are divine. You are eternal, beautiful sunbeam. You are a soul spark. You are the blue flame. You are the drop of the ocean of the one God. You are eternal. You are gorgeous. Never forget it. No matter what your body looks like, no matter how old you are, no matter what job you have or don't have and what you're going through, you are immortal, an eternal, beautiful soul. Recognize it and empower yourself. Because once you sit in the throne of yourself, all this world, all the interactions, all the human comings and goings, life and death, it becomes so unimportant compared to the seat of the soul. And then you start seeing it in everyone else, and that's why that becomes important, because you realize everyone's immortal, invincible self. And all the changes and things, all the bodies and things we see are just someone put on a t-shirt for a while. That incarnation was a t-shirt, and then they got rid of it. So starting to learn to see things instead of just looking at it. So I also want to say, if you ever meet someone who's, and for myself I'm attempting very much to become a real, authentic medicine man, a holy man, whatever you would like to call it. There is no name. You can do it. In fact, this is a great time. So many are doing it. We are called to become this from the beginning. We are made in God's image, of His quality, to become holy and full of wisdom. All of us, each and every one of us. And so we have to accept that fact. We have to embrace that fact. Let it empower us. No one else can take it away from you. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Someone who's authentic will never try and control you. Someone who's authentic will never try and make you afraid. You know, for way too long, for centuries and millennia, we have... Oh, I think my son is crying and my wife's going to go put him back to bed. I'm making this speech in the nighttime. So, anyone that was in the mode of putting you in fear or guilt and using that as a way to get you to be afraid of God, your recognition and your relationship with the divinity is out of fear. Look at Christianity and Islam. They have, maybe their intentions were very good, I believe they were, but look at what has happened. Fear and doubt. And then we fear and doubt and ridicule ourselves. What these great religions have become of the dark side, basically, in so many cases. And not even just that, more so our secular society has, like I was saying earlier, has put the guilt trip on us, as dehumanized us, has de-souled us, in a way. No, not that it's actually truly, authentically that, but we accept that stranger message and then do it. We put the yoke, we put the shackles on ourselves and remain that way. Almost in a false way, but it's very real if we're living it. But to break the shackles and then recognize your divinity and your full nature is perfect. So I did want to mention that. Yes, more clear picture of you. To get a more clear picture of you, what you are, how you are, what you want to do in this life. Look at you. You have many great qualities. We all have great qualities. Sometimes they're evident, sometimes they're hidden. Sometimes people that seem to have not much have the greatest secret hiding within. That is why it is said by the great masters, Christ himself, don't regard the persons of men. Don't regard the persons of women. You see them, I have that job, I have that status, I have that wealth, I'm important. That is an illusion, and to really understand it's such a temporary thing and it can be taken away, and it will be taken away like that. Why pay that credit? Why worship it? Because it's nothing. So I look at, certain, and I'm not making fun of people like that, who have wealth and celebrity status, etc. I'm saying they are not better than anyone else. You could see that. I've often seen so many times someone who's panhandling, someone who's working in a very humble blue-collar job, and they could be very close to the divinity, and they are. And I've seen them. I've spoken to a few people just at random, and incredible. They know what's going on in this whole picture a lot more than a lot of others do. So, what are your good qualities? You have many. Are you good at talking? Are you good at writing? Are you good at art? Are you good at using your hands to build things? Are you good at different music? What are you good at? There's so many things. And even if you say, I don't have nothing, you certainly do. You have many of them, and you know it. Even if no one told you, even if no outer source, no external source recognized it in you, you know it's there. That's the point of this talk. Personal self-empowerment, personal spiritual empowerment. Stop waiting for someone else to tell you it's okay, to tell you you're acceptable, to tell you you're all right. God already loved and accepted all of us upon our inception, upon when we were manifest from His mind and heart simultaneously. Nothing can take that away. So, relying on yourself for your own answers in the humility of holiness, and that brings great confidence. It's not pride that is confident, it's humility and knowing that's confident. People that talk very loud and boast of their deeds, they're scared and they're small and they're trying to compete because they feel very insecure and weak. But the true confidence is in humility and knowing, with a small smile on your face. That's the best thing. So do that for yourself, no matter how old you are. And I know that it's hard when we're young. I look back at my life in my school years and my teenage years,